welcome to Book 101 review. Book 101 is all about the books that I read for the last 40 years. And today I have my special guest. He's an accomplished second generation entrepreneur whose business journey transcends mere commercial success. None other than Mr. Jamal the Maven.
Thanks so much for having me, Daniel. I really appreciate it.
Welcome, Mr. Jamal. I'm Book 101 Review, and can you please introduce more about yourself that I miss?
Yes, so my name is Jamal Ford. Like you said before, I'm a second generation entrepreneur. In the last 5 years, I've helped not only my consulting firm clients, but also my businesses have generated over 8 figures. And so for me, it's always great to help people who are trying to scale their business. But for me, I also love to help people who are just trying to get started. So that's just a little bit about me.
Yes, and thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and wisdom to the world, Mr. Jamal. Thank you. And today, let's talk about something good. The future of social media marketing trends in 2026. So let's start with a foundational prediction. If it's about feed algorithm, what is the central organizing principle of social media marketing in 2026? Is it search, AI assistance, communities, or something else?
Yeah. So the biggest thing to understand in 2026 is that people are more leaning towards their niche. A lot of the algorithms are actually changing to allow you to control your own algorithm. That means that people are actually getting to view what they want to view. So if you actually focus in on your niche and make that content, more people who are actually looking for the things that you make will actually start to find your content, and it's going to be a lot easier to grow than what it was in the past.
Mhm. We're moving from a broadcast to conversation. How does the rise of social search and conversational AI force marketers to fundamentally rethink their content strategy from creating posts to programming intelligent interaction?
So one of the biggest things with AI being there last year, one of the greatest stats that I seen was there were actual bots actually put out more content than human beings. Actually, 51% of all content last year was created by bots or AI, and then 49% was actually created by people. What does that mean? That means that you actually have to produce enough content to get through the fluff and through all these generated things to actually get people to actually see that A, you're a real person, and B, that you actually have the information that they need, and it's just not some regurgitated information that they're getting from chatbots or AI or just generated AI content.
Indeed, authenticity, people. You should be authentic so that people will love you. So, Mr. Jamal, the platform is being fluid with the growth of decentralized social protocols and private apps. Will the future about marketing on a single network or about managing a presence across an open, interoperable ecosystem?
So yeah, it's very important to not put all of your energy on one social media platform. It's very important to actually post on every platform because every platform has something different that they're trying to push forward. And so you're allowed to actually show different aspects of yourself. Remember that people want to see people. People buy people. People don't buy products or services. So it's very important to show who you are based on what the actual platform or social platform is asking. So just focusing on one platform, you may not actually be able to reach all the people you're actually trying to reach. So for me, I'm very diversified in actually posting on all platforms, but understanding that LinkedIn is for business, Instagram is more aesthetic, TikTok is more lo-fi. They want to actually see you make errors and have things and be a human being. Um, X is more informational, but still being entertaining while giving that information. But understanding those things about each platform allows you to critique yourself and bring yourself to that platform in a unique way.
Yes, definitely. And let's talk about the technology and format revolution. Generative AI is already creating content by 2026. Will its primary role for marketers shift from a content certain tool to a real time personalized campaign manager is autonomously adjust copy, creative, and targeting?
So the most important thing is if I'm a marketer and I'm working with someone else, or if I'm even trying to market my particular services or something, I want to show the human aspect of what I'm doing. I want to be able to show myself out walking and actually talking to people. I want to show myself actually doing things and interacting with my customers, because that is going to make a lot more headway than just sitting in front of the computer or sitting in front of the camera and just talking to the camera, because people are generating that with AI now a lot easier. It's a lot harder to generate human movements and actual human interaction back and forth. That's where AI falters, because it can create human interaction, but we can tell the difference between real human interaction and generated human interaction. So it's super important to show that you are a real person, and people will be more likely to watch your content.
A real person indeed. And how will blockchain and Web3 concepts trip the crypto high, particularly impact social marketing? Will verifiable creator credentials, token gated communities, or a digital collectibles become standard tools for loyalty and access?
Yeah. So with blockchain and with these different collectibles and different things, it allows us to actually actually tokenize our products and services. So an example would be if I'm a music artist, for instance, instead of me going out and trying to get a record deal or trying to get signed by a huge agency, I can take my song and say, okay, I believe my song is worth $50,000. I'm going to segment it into 1,000 pieces. So that would be like roughly, I think, what, $500 a piece or $50 a piece, something like that. And I'm going to allow people to buy into my song. Now, whenever
Mhm.
I allow these people to buy into my song because they own a piece of the song, they're going to be more likely to push it out because they have ownership over it. So you're more likely to get the generation of people listening to it on a regular basis, of people sharing it with others, the possibility of it getting picked up in syndication, it getting picked up in different avenues because more people are sharing it, because more people have ownership over it. And so blockchain has a huge presence in a way that it didn't have before. It actually allows you to sell, tokenize, and sell parts or shares of things that never had the opportunity to be sold like that before.
Let's talk about the zero click or in the app everything experience with the platform pushing shopping, bookings, and payments natively. What does the marketer's job become when the goal is to keep users in the app and on the website?
Yeah, so this is actually a great question, because a lot of times people are generally not understanding that they want to have their website link in their bio, and they're not allowing you. They don't, like, if you even go on TikTok, when you click someone's link on TikTok, it says this is an external link. They warn you before you even get off the platform. They're letting people know that we don't want them to leave the platform. So we want to engage people in the DMs, in the comments, in the messages. We want to sell actually through messages, being able to talk to people and communicate with people in the messages. And if they want to buy your product, sending the product link in the messages, because human interaction is super important. It's less likely that someone's going to watch your video and buy your product just off that video. It's more likely they'll watch your video and send you a message via DM and then you can communicate with them like that, and then they get a more human experience in the DM, and then they will more likely buy because they're actually talking to a person and the person that they watched the initial video from. And that's how you centralize and actually are able to have success on the platform without leaving the actual platform.
Creator economy and community. The creator economy is maturing. In 2026, will the most powerful marketing asset be owning a direct community and using the big social platforms merely atop of the funnel discovery channels?
Yeah, so that is a absolute great question, because a lot of times people don't realize that they don't actually own their followers. They don't own that person's information. So let's say, for instance, the greatest example I would say, at the January of 2025, when TikTok was most likely going to shut down, if you had 10 million followers on that platform, you had no way to contact those people if you lost those people on that platform. So being able to funnel those people into an email list, into a community that you own the actual website to, now you always can interact with those people, and using the data and analytics to see where you're getting the most impact. Like, it's very hard to make content on Instagram without paying Instagram to know, oh, I have more people in Indiana that watches my content than California. But if you're actually collecting the data on your own and communicating with the people beyond the platform and just using the platform as time and letting those people watch you grow years to come, whether the platforms there or not,
Mm, definitely. Email marketing, people, we are pushing for that. What does the brand creator partnership look like in 2026? Will it move beyond one off sponsorship to a deeper equity based collaborations or even brands funding creator led product lines in their primary R&D?
yeah. So creator led products is really going to be the wave, even more so. It always has been, but I think even now, because more people have influence on social, is going to become more prevalent. The biggest example I can give people for sure will possibly be the George Foreman grill. The George Foreman grill was a influence product led thing. The people that created the actual product got George Foreman because he had namesake and he had recognition to be the face of the product. And now, because more people are prevalent on social media, you're going to find a lot more companies doing this, even if they're doing a subsection of it. A great example might be, instead of um, if I have a pair of tennis shoes, or I'm selling shoes, I might get an actual creator to have a signature line with me, because I see that they have the influencers and the followers to actually get that product going and make people more aware of my product.
As like AI generated influencers and synthetic media become more realistic, how will authenticity and trust be redefined and valued? Will performance and verification become a key marketing message?
Yeah, I believe that it's going to become more valuable, because humans, as much as we want information, we want the information from other humans. If I want it, people go to ChatGPT for AI. People aren't on Instagram or TikTok necessarily to be consuming AI. They're there to consume other human beings. So as long as you're doing the activities and the movements, showing them that you're a real person, is going to go a long way.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. And how will marketers leverage zero and the first party data and to fuel hyper personalized social experiences without violating evolving privacy norms?
Yeah, so that's very tricky, because as these things evolve, there's more regulations, more things put in place, not only for not only for people's safety, but also for more control on the platform's way to actually monitor, and it actually helps them actually make more money. So because of that, it's always important to remember that, and to also make the adjustments and monitor what you can do to actually make the adjustments to be profitable in the way that the platform is going to celebrate and push you forward with.
Yes. With the potential increased regulatory scrutiny on social platforms, what new ethical consideration and compliance requirements will become as central to the social strategy's role?
Well, one I would say one for sure that has become prevalent is you notice that people were cloning other people's voices. People were cloning celebrity faces and using those to promote their products. And regulations are coming down on those particular things. And so making sure that you're ahead of the curve and making sure that you know what's coming down the pipeline is really big. One tip that I would tell a lot of people who aren't marketers or people who are marketers that's trying to get more social media awareness is to actually follow the CEOs of each platform. Maserati is the CEO of Instagram, and his platform is a great one to follow because he tells you what the ideas of Instagram is and what they're trying to do. He also reposts other people's posts. So I take that as a hint as these are the type of posts that Instagram like. This is what they're looking for. And so these type of things give you great signal into knowing what you should be doing and how should you approach social media.
Mr. Jamal, as a entrepreneur, what are your short-term and long-term goals?
Yeah. So as an entrepreneur, obviously this year my goal is to scale my online community to about 2,000 people. Right now, we have 500 people in the Funnel Factory. And so now we're making more people aware. Towards the end of the year, August of this year, I'm going to be writing my first book, Making Stacks. And it's a book of fundamental frameworks that will allow you to have consistency and growth in whatever you decide, whether it be a product based business or a service based business or even in everyday life activities. And so for me, my two biggest goals are that my long term goals is to hopefully help about 100,000 entrepreneurs get the goals in the systems and the frameworks they need to have success.
Good luck to your goals and looking forward for more success, Mr. Jamal. And what will be your piece of advice for those people out there who want to be entrepreneur like you?
For me, I would say the biggest piece of advice I would tell people is understand in order for people to want to work with you, you have to have influence in their life or influence them in some way. And to have influence with people, the one word that comes to mind is consistency. People you'll influence people by how you consistently show up on a regular basis. An example would be if someone is heavy in fitness and they're in great physical shape and they walk into a building and they give you fitness advice, you're going to more likely take their advice because you see them and they have influence because you see the work that they're doing. A lot of times as entrepreneurs, our work is back facing, and so people don't see the work that we're doing and how we're consistently showing up every day. So it's super important to put a camera in front of you and let people see how you're consistently showing up every day. And people are going to want to support that.
Hmm. Yes. And thank you for that advice, Mr. Jamal. And can you please recommend a book or books that influence you, Johnny?
So the biggest book I would tell people to read first is Influence by Robert Cialdini, because you will actually learn the psychology of people, understanding how people think, how people move, and understanding how to take that information and actually work with them to let them know that you have the best products or services for them. The second book I would suggest for people if you're trying to get on your entrepreneurial journey is the book The E Myth. The E Myth really talks about the three hats that entrepreneurs wear and understanding how to navigate those hats and also how to put people in place when it's time to make sure that you're not overworking the wrong areas of your business.
Mm-hmm. Yes, thank you for that recommended books, Mr. Jamal. Thank you, thank you. So, what is the potential dystopian downside of these trends? Can we see a landscape of AI generated spam, deeper filter bubbles, or a crisis of misinformation that forces a consumer backlash?
Hold on one second. Sorry about that.
No worries.
I think my I'm sorry, my speaker went out. Can you ask me that one more time?
Yes. So, what is the potential dystopian downside of these trends? Could we see a landscape of AI generated spam, deeper filer bubbles, or crisis misinformation that forces a consumer backlash?
Yeah, I think we're seeing that now. You're going to see that now that people aren't as trusting as they was maybe 2 3 years ago about information that they're getting online. People are more reluctant to buy things immediately online. People are more skeptical, and it's a good thing that they're more skeptical because they definitely want to make sure that they're making the right decision. And so, with that being said, once again, showing up as your authentic self and being genuine in that will go a long way into you actually negating that dystopian future of hyper hyper AI content flooding the market and you not having a piece in the market.
Hmm. Yes, definitely. And before we wrap up our discussion for today, Mr. Jamal, I'm inviting you to please do listen to my other podcast, people. My other podcast, because my abstract essay is already in fifth season. Abstract poetry in its third season, and of course, my book 101 review in its sixth season this year, comedy 101 in third season, and mob food 101 in sixth season as well. Geography 101, Love Letters, Movie 101, Review Music 101, our fourth season. Science 101, Sex 101, third season. And of course, my baby podcast, Trivia 101, Law 101, Mental Health 101, Motivation 101, Entrepreneurship 101, and Bible Verses 101. Please listen to them wherever you listen your podcast. So, Mr. Jamal, give us your boldest prediction. What is one trend or platform in accomplice of a second generation of your business?
Yeah. So my bold prediction for this upcoming year is that live sales is going to blow up tremendously in the United States. It's going to be the biggest trend that most people are going to hop on. It's going to be the biggest way that people who are selling products are going to be able to offset sales of Amazon and Temu and these particular platforms that people go for to see what who has the highest reviews with the lowest cost, because people buy people and people love to interact. Live sales has been a thing for decades with HSN and Shop TV. And now that it's on social platforms, it is the fastest way to gain followers and to get people to trust you. Using platforms like TikTok Shop or Whatnot Shop to sell your products can initially get people to want to work with you. So hey, they bought something from me on Whatnot. Now,
Mhm.
if I send them a QR code leading them to my website, they're more likely to buy something from my website because they met me on a trusted platform and bought something from me off that trusted platform. So live sales will definitely scale and grow this particular year for entrepreneurs.
With the potential increased regulatory scrutiny on social platforms, but the new ethical considerations and compliance requirements will become a central to social strategies. Role, Mr. Jamal.
Oh yes, definitely. Yes, it definitely will. Like I think that understanding those regulations and those rules, um, understanding what they're looking for you whenever you put something on the platform is super important. And I think that ultimately, whenever you approach it the way the platform wants you to, and even when you come on the platform talking about that specific platform, they're going to boost you up even more. And I think that's super important to remember that glorify the platform that you're on, saying, yeah, I did this on Instagram, I did this on YouTube, I did this on TikTok. The more you say the words of that platform on the platform, the more likely they're to push you to the top of the algorithms.
Yes, definitely. They will push and push and push, and you will be the winner. So, Mr. Jamal, can you please invite our listeners to support your advocacy, your business, or whatever project that you're doing right now?
Yeah, so you can go to jamalford.com, JAMAULFORD.com, and you'll be able to schedule a one-on-one consult with me. You can join our Funnel Factory online community and also sign up for the waiting list for my book that'll be coming out in August, Making Stacks. Super excited about that. And also Follow me on all social platforms. You can find my social platforms on the jamalford.com website.
You are looking forward for that book, Mr. Jamal. Hoping for more success. And please do come over and let's talk about it on Book 101 review once you publish it. And of course, I'm inviting you to be part on Entrepreneurship 101 and let's talk about business mindset. So, Mr. Jamal, thank you so much for your time.
Yes, thank you, Daniel. Great to see you.
Modicom people, see you soon.